Hello everyone and welcome back to the BeadApp tutorials. Let's have a look on how to control the bead placement on your palette today. So these are the beads I have selected to work with, and now I would like to put them all together and create a simple pattern. You can move beads by clicking them to select. You can see which bead is selected by this overlay, and then move them by clicking the X arrow button. Now you can rotate beads by clicking this other button. So I'm rotating the avas. Now, at this current point, everything is freehand. There is no snapping, no rotation control. These are very useful features that you can use to control more precisely how to rotate and where exactly to place your beads. You can find them in the canvas menu. So this is the canvas window. Currently I have the grid displayed. I can hide it, show it back, and I can enable snapping. Now with snapping enabled, this little magnet icon, if I try to move any bead, it will only allow me to place its center directly on the intersection of the grid lines. Now, this grid is a bit too big for me, so I'm going to decrease the size to 1/4 of a centimeter, I think. Now you can see I have still a little bit of control. I can't do any fine movements. But at the same time, I can refine my design much more easily. The steps are small enough for me to work with. Now, under the grid, this crosshair shaped thing is the ruler. It works in centimeters as most beads do, and we could hide it like this if we wanted. Now, about rotation, there's a way to make rotation steps snap. So I'm going to use the magnet again to make the app force me to only use increments of rotation. And I want to arrange 6 avas and 6 daggers around in a circle. So to do that, I can either do the math in my head and think, okay, 360 divided by 6 is 60, and find it somewhere in this list, or fill it in by hand. So if I put 60 here, so I just tap the number itself, put in 60, and here we go. Or the other thing what I could do, I'm just going to mess it up again. So I tap the value itself again, and without doing any math, I'm just going to put here 6 because I want to do 6 beads, and it'll do the math for me. 60. We're back to 60 where I want it to be. And now when I arrange the avas, I can only do rotations in steps that I wanted. So 1, 2, 3. Let's do the opposite one first. Too much. And the top left. And the top right. Give it a quick check. This one is too far down. And here we go. Yeah, that's a nice circle. Now what I could do is the exact same thing with the daggers. So I'm just gonna do that by myself, and we're gonna cut to when it's done. Okay, and here we go. So before we end the video, you will have noticed I have decreased the size of my grid one step further, so I have so I can do more fine adjustments. And one more thing I would like you to know, it's an amazing feature of the BeadApp currently, is this button here that toggles holes display. So now that the icon is filled in, you can see all the bead holes and arrange your beads in the pattern in a way that'll make it easy for you to see where the thread will be going. We cannot make thread paths in the BeadApp just yet. We're running into some issues with input limitations. This is a mobile app, so drawing the lines with your fingers is a bit cumbersome, and that might be frustrating. Also, not all devices are able to handle the smarter methods, so we're looking for a nice compromise, and sooner or later we're gonna get it done and add this feature as well. So thank you so much for your attention. This was a longer one, so thank you for bearing with me, and see you in the next one. Bye.